everybody, my name is Carol Mack. This tutorial will discuss patient requests to impose additional restrictions on the way their PHI is used and disclosed. The right to request extra protection is provided in Section 164(5)(22) of the Privacy Rule. There are two categories of protections. Part A is the standard for requesting restrictions of PHI. Part B is the standard for confidential communications. The kind of information a patient may restrict is limited to TPO and informal disclosures permitted by the Privacy Rule. A covered entity is not required to agree to the patient's request unless the patient pays the bill in full. PHI disclosures required by law cannot be restricted. Termination of a restriction must be documented in writing. A provider may not terminate a restriction without informing the patient first. Termination only affects PHI acquired after the patient was informed. Providers must accommodate reasonable requests for confidential communications. A provider may require patients to put requests in writing. A provider may impose conditions, such as requiring the patient to clarify how payments will be handled. Providers may require the patient to specify the correct address and proper method of contact. Providers may not require patients to explain why they want extra confidentiality. Now we'll examine restrictions of PHI in the town of Single Peak. Until recently, Penny was a happy-go-lucky 13-year-old. She lives with her grandparents, Fred and Wilma, because her parents are stationed in Germany. Penny uses Skype to talk to her mom and dad. Today she's asking her mother if she can spend the night with a friend.
May I go to my friend's slumber party? There's going to be disco, tattoos, and everything.
Sure, Penny, that sounds like fun.
But neither of them knew a real tattoo artist was coming to the party. On the next day, Penny showed the tattoo to her best friend.
Penny, what were you thinking? What are you going to tell your mom?
Well, my aunt and uncle have tattoos. Did you know my aunt is a tattoo artist? Let me show you her Facebook page.
Wow, she's beautiful. Why didn't you ask your aunt to make your tattoo?
Because she doesn't tattoo kids under 18. Kids change their minds too easily.
Did your aunt make your uncle's tattoos?
Yes, my Uncle Harvey is a doctor. The hospital says his tattoos are okay.
Then I think your mother will be okay with yours.
I don't want to tell Mom until I get to Germany and I can show her in person.
The next day at school, kids were talking about the party. Mr. Kramer, the health teacher, was giving a lecture on the risk of tattoos.
Tattoo parties are unsafe and dangerous to your health. You could get blood-borne diseases like hepatitis C.
Penny was very worried.
Oh, maybe I should call Uncle Harvey at the hospital.
Dr. Harvey, your niece Penny is on the phone.
Hi, Penny. Do you have some kind of emergency?
Promise you won't tell Mom. I got a tattoo at a party. And now I'm worried. Can I get tested for hepatitis C?
How old are you?
I'm 13.
You're old enough to get tested without parents' consent. I suggest you go to Planned Parenthood. They'll test your blood for communicable diseases, and you'll get counseling.
Will they keep my tattoo a secret?
That depends on your test results. Laboratories are required by law to report hepatitis C cases. Would you like me to speak to your mother for you?
No, not yet.
She's in Germany, right?
Yes, have you been watching her on Facebook?
Yes, and I saw she got a bicycle.
That's right. She had a bad accident and ended up in the hospital.
If you don't want people to know about your tattoo, you shouldn't mention it on Facebook and cover up your arms at school. When you go to the doctor, you can request restrictions. Ask your doctor to not mention your tattoo. You can also request confidential communications.
Does that mean I could prevent the doctor from talking to my mother?
Yes, but I suggest you put your request in writing. and take it to Dr. Pruitt's office if you have medical issues in the future. For example, suppose you want the tattoo removed. Then the doctor and your mother would have to talk about how to pay for the treatment.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Harvey. I sure hope Mom will like my tattoo when she sees it.
There are two methods for gaining extra privacy protection: restriction of PHI and confidential communications. The right to impose restrictions applies only to TPO and permissive disclosures. Thanks for joining me in this tutorial. Now I want you to meet my colleagues, Roman Diaz, President of Touchtone Compliance, and Karen Darnall of Darnall Law Office.
We made these tutorials to help you learn about HIPAA and California law. For individual attention, go to our contact page. You can send us a message or schedule a consultation.
And I'm Roman Diaz, President of Touchtone Compliance. Our online tools and expert services provide everything you need to successfully address HIPAA compliance. We identify vulnerabilities, provide a thorough risk analysis, and assist with mitigation plans, policies and procedures, and staff training.